With all that, it's time now to go inside out with SNY NFL insider Connor Hughes. And wait, there's more. Connor, these weren't the only moves the Jets made. They also finally got a real backup quarterback, reportedly agreeing to a deal with the former Dow Giant Tyrod Taylor. So, Connor, why was Taylor the choice for Joe Douglas?
Yeah, touch base with a couple Jets sources, and the first thing that I heard back was, quote, proven backup, unquote. And it's hard to disagree with that. This is a guy who's been around a very long time, played for a number of different teams, but has 58 starts under his belt and nearly over 90 games played. That's what the Jets were looking for. They were trying to find a player that if Aaron Rodgers went down, all hope wouldn't be lost. They believed that they could turn to this guy and have that player lead them to the postseason, or at least keep the ship afloat until Aaron Rodgers eventually returned. And that is Tyrod Taylor. No one's going to work harder than him. He's someone who is absolutely beloved. I can attest to that, having covered him with the Giants last season. That locker room in New York was absolutely infatuated with him and the player and person that he is. But if there is one concern that I do have with Tyrod Taylor, guys, it's that he is not overly durable. He is one of those quarterbacks that tends to hold the ball a little bit longer than he probably should. That leads to more hits, and he is somebody that when he's in the game, you're holding your breath for how long he's actually going to be in the game. So this is something where I do believe the Jets will continue to look for a number 3 quarterback potentially in the NFL draft or middle rounds of the NFL draft, and have a quarterback rotation there, or quarterback lineup, I should say, of Rodgers, Taylor, and then quarterback to be drafted later.
Yeah, he has certainly had rotten luck with injuries throughout his career. Now to the big story in this town, NFL-wise, Saquon Barkley testing the market and winning big. Connor, we've been told that the position is devalued. So how was Barkley able to get this sweet of a deal from Philly?
Yeah, I would actually go back, Eamon, to something that Adam Gase once told me when he was still coach of the Jets, when he was describing the running back position. He said it's a cherry on top. It's the position that you go out there and get because it can be incredibly valuable. You're talking about a player that if you can get a do-it-all back, this is a guy that can run the ball, he can catch, and he can block. The problem is that for a running back to truly be utilized as effectively as he can, he needs so much around him. So in order to truly use a running back and get the most out of a running back, you need so many other pieces. So it's not the spot you get first, it's the spot you get last. If you look at this Eagles roster, this is a team that has just about everything else. They're loaded at receiver with Brown and Smith. They have the quarterback in Jalen Hurts, one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, a defense that now with Vic Fangio should bounce back in a big way. So when they began this offseason with $43 million in salary cap space, they had the luxury of going out there and paying a position like running back and Saquon Barkley and bringing him and adding him to a team that already has so much else.
No doubt. If he can stay healthy for Philadelphia, this could be the move that gets him back in the Super Bowl. Now to the player that the Giants did acquire. How do you describe the potential for this big blue pass rush with Brian Burns on board?
Yeah, talk to several Giant sources about just that. What are you getting in this guy? And they stress that this is a player who is incredible with his get-off. He's lanky, he's quick, and at the end of the day, he knows how to get after the quarterback. And that's really what Joe Schoen is going to prioritize as long as he is this team's general manager. The reason he let Barkley walk, the reason he let Xavier McKinney walk, it's because they play positions, running back and safety, that Schoen just doesn't believe are a premium. Pass rusher, that is a premium. That's why he was willing to trade a 2nd and 5th round pick to go get him, and then give him $87.5 million guaranteed to be with the Giants over the next 5 years. This is the type of player, a player at a specific position that Schoen is willing to put his resources in, and that's what he's going to do. Again, a guy in Burns, nearly 40 sacks over the last 4 years, a career high 12.5 2 years ago, and 8 last season, Eamon, playing for a team in the Panthers that was not very good, so he didn't really have too many pass rushing opportunities because the Panthers were down by 20 points almost every game, which meant that teams were trying to run out the clock.
So the Giants should have no problem getting after the quarterback next year. Connor, a busy and long first day of the legal tampering period. Thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night.